Good evening, ladies and germs.
Yes! Welcome back, family.
To the Back Issue Book Club. I'm Greg.
And I am Rich.
And this week we read Marvel Spotlight 5 through 11, the first appearance and story, really, of Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider.
Absolutely. It wasn't the first appearance of a Ghost Rider character that was Carter Slade, but the Ghost Rider that everybody associates, motorcycle guy, that's this storyline. And what we were talking about when we started the recording was Rob's Fast Stacks of Comics. He just sent me a message that he just got his copy back that he's sent it to CDC, same grade. So that's cool.
Man, I got to get one.
Yes, you do. We're gonna be triplets.
Yeah. So this was a suggestion by you, actually, and I'm glad you suggested it because I kind of liked it. For as old of a book as it is.
Yeah, and it does fall into that quintessential Bronze Age writing style.
Yeah, lots of yellow boxes and
Yeah.
lots of,
If only I could make this jump.
thought bubbles,
Yes.
explaining things. As much as that was happening, I didn't hate it. I liked it more than, say, the Iron Man book we read. Was it the Iron Man Submariner
Oh yeah.
combo book? I liked it better than that. I almost said Submarinera out of force of habit. Yeah, I've liked it more than the Green Lantern books that I read that were that old, so yeah.
One of the things that I need for a comic book to really connect with me is a viable suspension of disbelief.
Okay.
And one of the things that I did not get from this series is, did everybody in 1972 have copies of satanic books and how to worship the devil in their rooms?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Oh yeah, well he's got these books, and I was reading these. Oh, you got those books too? Cool. Hey, what's the chances of an Apache and a witch being in the same room? Oh, that's so cool. That's so wonderful, dude. No, you go to the 1980s, and it's like, oh my god, there's a witch. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And in the background, you hear Tim, Tim, Tim. Ah, ah, ah.
Somebody knocking on the door. Yeah, I mean,
hell no.
What do I want to say? I thought it was sort of silly, like the origin of the grudge against Satan that he has.
Yeah,
It's kind of like, come on, guy. You were wrong.
yeah, and I like the way they rewrote it for the Nick Cage movie.
I have to watch it again. It's been a long time.
That it made more sense.
Remind me. Do you remember?
It was his own actual father that was dying of cancer.
That would make more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and his girlfriend was Roxanne, and she didn't flip flop back and forth like, "You're a coward. I hate you, but I love you. I love you so much. I'll never leave you. I'm leaving you." Dude, this girl is bipolar. Run, get on that bike. That's the other thing. The Ghost Rider is like, every time you turn around, his big move is run away.
I found that interesting too. Like, I guess I'm so used to modern day Ghost Rider where, like, he like, yeah, pretty much T-1000 in Terminator 2.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Just like, do you know who you're fucking with right now?
Yes. Yes.
Not, oh, gee golly, I gotta light the fire so the cops don't follow me. I hope I don't hurt them.
And everybody drives faster than him.
I don't understand either. This whole time I'm thinking like Cosmic Ghost Rider, just hellfire in the engine. And
well, it wasn't until I think Ghost Rider's solo issue number 2 or 3 where he ignites his bike for the first time.
Okay.
So we finished this at issue number 11 of Marvel Spotlight. It from there goes to Ghost Rider number 1, and I think it's 2 or 3. Please, somebody help me out. Drop something in the comments down below. So he hasn't embraced how strong he is. I mean, you see it like he's scared of getting injured or hurt. And I wonder if I could take it. And then at one point, one of the guys shoots him right between the eyes. And it just bounces off.
But and also slams at 100 miles an hour into the concrete wall.
Yeah,
And the
He's
the firefighters are approaching him. And he's like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And he runs out.
And they did explain that a bit better than in the movie. They explained in the comic with Satan saying, "No, no, if I want your soul, I have to be the one to kill you. So I'm cast a spell that no mortal can hurt, can kill you."
Yes. That was interesting. I was like, okay.
And I do know that current Ghost Rider cannot be harmed by anything that was created by man. It has to be a religious artifact or weapon or something of religious connotation that can actually do him harm. So he could literally be punched
By like
between
Galactus or something.
between two fists, Hulk and Superman, and just go, nope.
Yeah, interesting. I got a little bit tired of Roxanne becoming the damsel in distress.
Yes, but she is drawn really nicely when she's tied to an altar. Let's be honest.
Of course. I noticed the editor changed from Stan Lee in the beginning few issues to Roy Thomas.
I'll go you one better. And this one, I have to really say thank you to Rob's Fat Sacks of Comics, because he, I read the comics. I've been reading a long time. I'm familiar with the artists that I knew growing up. So, I mean, I know Kirby, I know Claremont, I know Romita, Frank Miller, trying to think of Steranko. These are the artists that, like, from when I was a kid, that really, but I don't, I consider myself to be a knowledgeable person, but only to the point of what I knew. I never really went back and checked original stuff. So, like, somebody who's a fan of baseball and like, oh, well, I grew up with Reggie Jackson. And all of a sudden you sit down one day and go, whoa, this guy Babe Ruth was really good. I never researched the people in the past. And I've been looking at a lot of artwork from Alex Schomburg from the World War II era, the Captain America artist. It's a Startling Comics, a Daring Comics. And I noticed that some of the Captain America comics were also drawn in that time period by another artist named Sid Shores. Sid Shores was the inker in some of these Marvel Spotlight books. So still going strong in the 70s.
Wow. And I think Mike Plug.
Yes, he's the one that drew issue number 5, but I don't think he did all the issues, because I was reading the names as we were going.
Yeah. So that's cool stuff.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even known that if Rob hadn't got me to start looking in a different direction, going, there's more people that I don't know. So and having an appreciation for the people that really laid the groundwork.
Yeah. The only other older guard artists that I know of, and they're probably not as old as that, but maybe like Gil Kane or I think Gil Kane was back at that time.
Okay, yeah.
But that's, I don't know. I have limited knowledge of that stuff. So
we should do a show where we pick the top 10 artists of the Golden Age and review some of their artwork.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Did you notice that at the bottom of the pages it was like tickers advertising other books?
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen that before.
Did you see, and I remember this when I was a kid too, there was in the comments where they have the editor's notes and everything, there's a checklist of all the books that are coming out in that same month.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and I'm looking like Amazing Spider-Man number 117 and Iron Man number. I'm like, oh shit, two more issues after this is when Thanos comes out.
Right.
And we're only like 10 issues of Spider-Man from seeing the Punisher. And
oh man, if only.
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I work for a native owned company, and it was kind of interesting to see sort of really good and really sort of at the time kind of writing,
Yeah, I think that the way that they wrote several other stories would not fly in today's world.
Correct. But at the same time, there's some really socially conscious things like, our res sucks. It's a shanty town.
Yeah.
We can't get food. Like, that's still a very real thing today. Like my
And people don't know it.
yeah, exactly. The only reason I know it is because I work for a company that tries to help with that stuff, and I had no idea. But yeah, it's like ghetto pretty much for a lot of tribes and reservations out there. So that was cool to see brought to the forefront to people that probably wouldn't know that otherwise.
Well, and it's funny because I know that the writers, the artists were trying to bring a little bit of a spotlight to problems that exist. And
Yeah.
that's something that comic artists have done going way, way back.
Yeah.
But they also still had some of the stigmas in their head without even realizing it.
I think so. Yeah. I don't think it was just lexicon of the day.
Yeah. There was one point where Sam,
Silver Cloud.
was it
Is
Silver
that right?
Cloud? Thank you. Is saying, Sam is saying, too long we've been living in these in poverty, and too long have we been doing this and not having enough food, and I'm tired of being turned away from bars. And my first thought was, dude, that's a good thing. Okay, you shouldn't be going there anyway.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
of all the all these things that are so bad, and I can't even go get a beer. Okay, isn't that like one of the things that was
Yeah.
wrongly associated with Native Americans? Oh yes, they gotta have their fire water. Ha ha ha. By
Yeah,
the way, I'm
exactly.
part Cherokee, so uh,
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I definitely thought of that when I was reading that. So, but there was also
but
there was also like a lot of chauvinism in this. Like
yes, there
woman,
was.
this is men
Yeah,
speaking.
get
Get
back in
away.
the kitchen.
Pretty much.
We had to use you for the only commodity that we had, your intelligence. So we put you on a plane and sent you out east.
Yeah, and then very early on towards Roxanne, I forget what it was, but he was like some guy was talking to her saying, oh god, what'd he say? Relax, little lady, or something like that. I don't know. It was
Oh, the men are talking here.
something like that. Yeah. And there was no retort from the women when
Well, even Crash himself was saying, I'm going to die soon, and I don't even have a son to take over the business.
yeah. I was like,
You
okay,
got a daughter.
all right, you oil baron from
Yeah,
1882.
yeah, all right.
There will be blood. My son.
Jeez, I did not like that movie.
I didn't see it, but
Uh,
yeah, like
somebody recommended it. I didn't like it, and it had nothing. No, never mind. But yeah, the way this was written, I'm like, this is kind of like the way that they treat the daughters in China today. So,
well, and at one point, Sam Silvercloud goes to kiss Linda
oh
Little
yeah,
Trees. He's like,
little feet.
he's like, "Look, well, why don't you come over here, give me a kiss, and we can talk about it." And I was like, "Damn!" And then the next panel, boom, slaps the shit out of him. Oh, are you muted?
Yes, because I coughed. Sorry.
Yes. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Did you ever see Army of Darkness?
I don't think so.
It's Evil Dead. It's the third movie of the trilogy. It's directed by Sam Raimi, and it has Bruce Campbell in it. That's what really got Bruce Campbell his fame, was those three movies.
Right.
Um, well, he plays this in the third movie. They went from horror film to just totally campy.
Camp.
Yeah, and it was great. It was a great straight horror with some campiness, straight campy. That was the progression of the movies. And he plays this like over the top Elvis Presley type of person. Hey, how you doing there, honey, baby? Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah.
Back in the time of like King Arthur.
Oh.
Yeah, because he gets transported by a portal controlled by the Evil Dead.
Oh.
Right. And at one point, this one chick that I kind of find you attractive. Give me some sugar, baby. It just goes to give her a kiss. So when I see this in the book, and he's just like, hey, get over here, give me a kiss. Give me some sugar, baby.
Yeah. She slaps him, and she actually points out, she says, like, take your chauvinism elsewhere or something like that. So
Well, late 60s, early 70s, that was the whole movement with women burning their bras and trying to stand up for themselves. And um, really what laid the groundwork for more women's equality than anything that had been done for the 100 years prior to it.
yeah,
Um, yes, women did do a lot in the prior 100 years, but that was like that massive boom. Oh, wow. Women are
yeah,
here to stay. We better start being nice. And men started showing their feelings in the 80s and then your uselessness in the 90s. And we've never recovered. So,
yeah. So
I mean, case in point, while you were finishing reading this, I took out the trash and loaded the dishwasher and put away the laundry. And yes, dear.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was a colorful picture of 1972.
Yeah.
So
And how do you feel about the way they drew Ghost Rider, the skull, and everything else?
I liked it. There were a couple of panels where I just kind of looked at it, like where it was real up close or whatever. I thought it was
Mhm.
pretty good.
For its time and its
Yeah.
like newness, I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, me too. And
Yeah.
I thought his suit is pretty timeless for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember looking at it, and being like, this is pretty much the same suit he's got today with like the white, square, but then the
Yeah.
black leather. I was like, damn, that's pretty much the same. That's cool.
And everybody hates bikers.
Yeah. Ah,
Dennis Hopper, the Easy Riders. Damn bikers got to get them out of here.
I mean, I'm kind of like that too, but yeah, they made sure to mention it a lot.
Yeah. Look, there was. I used to ride. I just sold my bike earlier this year, and I'm getting to the age where I'm not going to ride anymore. But I still love to ride all the time. I was in New York where I lived on Long Island, and there's a hill. It's called Bald Hill on Long Island. It's a long way up and then a long way down. It's 2 lanes each direction. So I'm in the left lane. I'm riding. Guy pulls up next to me on a crotch rocket, and he like looks at me. He slows down. He pulls a wheelie and past me. Slows down,
Cool.
pulls a wheelie and past me. Does this like 3 times. I'm just looking at him like stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Then he does it again and accelerates, whizzes between two cars, cuts them off, and just barely makes the light, forcing the cars to miss the red light. They miss the light. I pull up next to the car. The car kind of like looks at me, looks back forward again. So I motioned to the guy to roll down his window. And he's like, "What?" I say, "You know what really sucks? It's people like him that make people like you hate people like me." And he said, "Yeah, you're right, because you did nothing wrong, but right now I'm pissed at you." I said, "Yeah, just pointing it out."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we have the Beltway here around DC
Mhm.
495, and it's pretty assertive driving, I'll say, especially
Yes.
especially on the northern half towards Maryland. They're fucking wacko in Maryland. Um, sometimes I've been, the average speed's like 75 on there,
Mhm.
and I've had crotch rockets just come out of nowhere while I'm going 75, so they're going 90 at least or something, and they're just dudes in like tank tops, like they're not even wearing like leathers or anything,
Yeah.
and they're just doing fucking wheelies and shit, and I'm just like, oh my god, you guys got a death wish, man.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's why honestly, when they die, I have no sympathy. I really don't. It's called natural selection, man.
I kind of, yeah. So, but yes. So everyone in the comic books is like, ugh, bike rider.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, it's gotten better than it was in the 70s, but this kind of really points out that if you were a biker in the 70s, there were not people biking to commute back and forth to work.
yeah, it was kind of seen as like a almost being in like a punk band or something.
Yeah. I'm a badass. I ride a bike.
I mean,
What kind of bike is it? A Schwinn. Used to ride a Huffy, man, but no more. I've graduated. I'm taking on the long ride and shit. So
I do differentiate between crotch rockets, Harley Davidsons, and just what are they? Cruisers, I guess.
I consider anything by Harley in the cruiser family. I mean, you do have
Like, what are the fancy ones that look thicker and bigger? Like,
cruisers.
you don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you like this, it's a crotch rocket. If you like
Yeah.
this, it's a cruiser.
And if you're like this,
It's an ape hanger, which is actually shown medically to be bad for your back, bad for your reaction time. So you want to hurt yourself, you go right ahead. You're a moron.
they call those choppers.
Chopper is an extended axle.
Oh, okay.
When the handlebars are up here, it's called an ape hanger.
That was literally called an ape hanger.
Yeah.
Oh, those are so silly looking.
Yeah, well, like I said, they cause back problems. You can't steer properly with them. I actually had a cruiser with I can't even show how wide they are because of the camera, but they were called beach bars. Like where you go to the beach,
Yeah.
it's ergonomically, it's so comfortable. You just there you go. This is where my handlebars are. And if you think about it, this is not comfortable.
No.
This is not comfortable. This is if you want to just put your arms out comfortably. Okay. Just rest your hands on it and I had cruise control on my bike too. So
Nice. Cruise control.
which it worked up to 120.
There you go.
Yeah. So when you were saying people go 90, I'm like, dude, I do that in my car on the way to work every day.
Either way.
And then I get to the highway.
I
So you can take the New Yorker out of New York, but
I think Ghost Rider topped out at 120 in these comics, if memory serves.
no.
No?
No. The fastest he went was 100. The girl hit 120, catching him.
Ah, okay. I guess
when she passed the cops, they wrote that she was doing 120.
She was like, "Hey, boys," and the cops were like, "What the hell?" And she was like, "You have no idea."
Oh, can I get your number?
Anyway.
Yeah, you could not be a woman in a comic book unless you were scantily drawn. That's it.
Yeah, unless you were like a mother, I assume, or like a nun.
Yeah, I mean, and they pick on the way that they draw like Power Girl now, and what do you call it? Sue Storm in the 80s, in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah,
90s.
with the bathing suit.
Yeah, but do you think about how they drew women in these Ghost Rider comics in the 70s? How they drew Wonder Woman in the 40s, damsels in distress. I mean, it's been the subjugation of women for a long time.
Yeah.
So they got they got to have equal billing. They got to draw more Hercules.
Well, they're doing that every time I see Nightwing's butt. I'm just like, how can I compete? Damn it, Dick Grayson.
Man. We can't. So anyway, let's give this a score.
Yeah, absolutely. You go first this time.
I'll give it a 6.5. It was still a Bronze Age book. I enjoyed it more than your average Bronze Age book, but I did have some problems with it. I'm getting used to reading them, so this way when I got back to the let me rehash what happened. Okay, skip all these panels.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, I don't even care if they want to change. I don't care. I know it. I read it an issue ago.
Yeah, man. It's true. It's like a fast forward button previously on when you've binged. And you're like, I know.
If I see a big long yellow box, I read the first sentence and the last sentence. If it's interesting, I'll read the middle, and if not, then I just continue on.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. I'm going to give it a 7. Despite its tropiness here and there, I found it charming in a way.
Yeah, I can see it
more than I have for other old books like this, older like Bronze Age books. And I think I'm developing a soft spot for Ghost Rider. I just think he's badass. Not yet.
Yeah,
But
Don't get me wrong. I wish there was a way I could like speed read the next 100 issues.
yeah,
I just don't know if I have the patience for it. But I'd love to see as he, develops his
yeah,
powers.
yeah. Maybe we can pick out like a certain arc or something that you guys suggest. Maybe.
Yes, if you're very familiar with the Ghost Rider and oh, you know what, the original Ghost Rider series, not the Marvel Spotlight, but in issue number 7, he learns this, and number 12, he learns this, and in number 13, he gets his penance stare. And this is the first time he actually like picks up a building and throws it at somebody. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd like to experience those moments, but I don't want to read 50 issues of him. I gotta drive away quick before somebody figures out who I am. I don't want to see him running away anymore.
yeah, yeah. That's a great way to put it.
I mean, I think the only overly strong character that flees more is the Hulk. We just jump away, jump away, jump away. Even he stops and fights once in a while. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Hulk smash.
Okay. On top of that, I was finally able to get a copy of
Enfield Gang Massacre.
number 4.
Right.
I was a week late. I apologize.
That's
but,
okay.
But yeah, let's see. I took notes for this because I read it so early on in the week, and I was like, you know what? I'm taking a couple notes because
Maybe you can explain it to me because I didn't get it.
I do remember at one point a preacher emerges with and amongst Enfield's, because Enfield at the end of the last issue, Enfield's gang got away, right? They ran away, and I guess they made it to another town at this point.
Okay.
And the preacher comes out and is like, "Oh, children, children!" And boom, somebody shoots him in the head. And I think they were showing the cavalry coming down the hillside.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, get in the barn, get in the barn!" So they all get into the barn. I'm skipping the first part of the comic, by the way. Sorry.
That's okay.
And basically the cavalry and Sam. Well, fuck, what's his name? The actor.
The actor?
Yeah. Sam Elliott.
Okay.
The federal marshal, quote unquote, or retired federal marshal, is with the cavalry and was like, "Oh, we're surrounded," and guy tries to run away, gets shot, and then the Enfield's gang started to be like, "Shit, why do we follow your ass? It's stupid."
Yeah.
The very beginning of the book, it shows, I think, one of the Enfield's mom.
I don't know.
And an old dude, and they're like scouting ahead, and they go into this little shop, and there's blood everywhere, and the shopkeep is like dead with his gun, and there's a word bubble that says he said you would show up here, and you look over and it's just two cowboy guys randomly, and they get into a firefight with the older lady and this old guy. The old guy gets killed. The lady gets shot pretty bad, but she also kills one of the guys, and the other guy, I guess, I don't know what happened to him. Did he run away or something?
But the thing is, I didn't even know if I should care. I'm like, who are these people? When is this? Why is this? Why are we reading this?
The only time we ever get back to them, that little like 2-page story, is the very end of the book.
Yeah, and it just totally knocked me out of my rhythm of reading a book.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we introducing another storyline that somehow is going to merge into this? And one of the things that didn't bother me so much, but now it's starting to, is that all the faces look the same to me. So I'm having a hard time figuring out I don't hear a voice.
Yeah.
I can't see any distinguishing markings on a lot of these people to know, is this person or this person? So I'm like, okay, who is this talking? Oh, this is Enfield. Oh, this is that guy that's next to him. Yeah, okay. But it's not like if you drew two people, and one was 6'2" and one was 5'1", and one had, an eye patch. The other guy had a 10-gallon hat and a pink carnation. You'd know who it was. There's some kind of distinguishing characteristic. It's like every person in these books looks the same,
except for like the one black dude that shows up every once in a while with a Gatling gun.
Yeah,
and then
and the Texas Ranger.
Yes, and then
Sam
there's
Elliott.
right. It doesn't help that the book is like has like a not quite a sepia tone to it, but like definitely muted earthy colors. So like a red-haired guy looks really, really close to a brown-haired guy.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do that kind of thing. But so that's happening. Eventually the guy who quit, the sheriff, like the actual sheriff who was like, I'm done with this. He makes his way into one of the taverns and is talking to the barkeep. This was probably my favorite part of the book, the conversation between those two. And basically she tells him that the guy with the caterpillars for his eyebrows is the one. I don't even remember the full conversation, but I do remember the caterpillars for the eyebrows, and I was like, oh, me too. And I think she's talking about Sam Elliott, if memory serves. But we don't really see his face in this issue. We haven't really seen his face since like 2, I think.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, the motherly figure has limped her way to. Somehow she knows that this cave exists, and there's a weird dude playing guitar and singing, and she's like, I need your help. And yeah, what you're doing there is what I did at the end. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, this had built up to be such a great direct line story book in my mind that this book, the way I read it, just it's like throwing a wiffle ball at me when I thought a fastball was coming down the pipe.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Actually, do you ever see Wally?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Mo, the little cleaning robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he first sees Wally and he sees all the dirt, he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's exactly how I felt as I'm starting to read this book. I'm like, I'm having a seizure. What's going on here? This is not what we're supposed to be reading.
Yeah, man. It's a little odd. I hope issue 5 can pull it back in.
I hope, or at least give me an idea who the hell this woman is and why we needed to know her.
And this random guy in a cave playing guitar out in the desert.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that there's people out there that they've read this. They probably read the newspaper articles and all the stuff that we haven't read in these books, and it might they might have already told us. I'm sorry I didn't catch it. But it's like when I took a bunch of my friends to go see Multiverse of Madness. Okay, at the end credits, Clea. If you're not a Doctor Strange fan, you had no idea who that was.
I mean, I didn't know who it was until I looked it up.
And my friends, and I heard a lot of people in the audience, who the hell's that? Who's that? Who is that? Who is that? I'm like, that's how I felt reading this book. Who is this?
Is that Barney? Is it Cleet? I don't know. Anyway.
It's Molly Hatchet.
Odd one, for sure. But, 2 more issues. I'm game. I'm strapped in.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
But I mean, it's curveballs like this or issues like this that if it's a permanent series, that if you have a couple of these in a row, you lose readers.
Yeah. So
they can afford 1, but 2/3 is where you start to wind up in trouble. So let's see, even though this is a limited series of 6, if they can deliver and not give us the Gotham Knights or whatever the hell Halloween special that we had to read.
Oh, Night Terrors.
Night Terrors, yeah.
They
don't go off on those tangents.
So going forward for this coming week,
Yes, we need a break, man. We're reading a lot.
we are reading a lot. We're going to read, count them, 2 comic books.
2 separate books, not 2 books as a story arc.
No. Our main, back issue book club, we're going to be reading Uncanny X-Men number 308 because it's kind of a Thanksgiving story as I understand it.
Well, I mean, we read a Christmas story last year for Lobo.
We did.
Fair is fair. We should read a Marvel one for another holiday.
Yeah. So,
and if you know of any other Thanksgiving episodes of anything, this is going to be airing on Thanksgiving Day.
How apropos.
Yes, so if you're taking time from your family to listen to our family and becoming part of our family, thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. I guess
and
we
you
should have.
catching us later, and we understand.
I guess
It's
okay. We should have done it 1 week prior, I guess, so it would land on Thanksgiving.
It's okay.
That is
knew?
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Who knew when Thanksgiving was?
If you're listening to this in 2024, we're on time.
Yes. So Uncanny X-Men number 308, and then we have Kill Your Darlings number 3 is being released, which is very exciting because that's been a fun wild ride there.
Yep, and for Final Order Cutoff, I just ordered issue number 4. So, yeah, right.
Very cool. All right, are we good, sir?
Absolutely, sir. Bring us home.
Okay, thank you, family. Thank you, everyone, for watching, listening, wherever you get your podcasts. Back Issue Book Club. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. We love it. It helps us. If you want to get deeper into the channel, patreon.com/TeamOhana. You can get this podcast way early, like Monday, usually latest Tuesday. Everybody else gets it on Thursday. When we're doing watch-alongs, when we're watching something for our channel, we record ourselves, put a time stamp on it, and put it up for you, so you can sync your copy of whatever we're watching, and it's like you're watching with us.
We don't have anything to watch along this week.
Something's coming soon, isn't it?
We'll have to investigate that.
Yeah, I feel like something's around the bend. But anyway,
something is killing the children. We'll see. We'll figure out something for you.
Yeah. We have our monthly get-togethers, which we're gonna have to figure out this month. But I give you free comics and ship them to you every 3 months. There's great stuff in there, like $10, $20. There's Spectacular Spider-Man #1 original is in there too. So cool. Pretty good stuff. Anything else? We're doing a sort of a renovation of some things with the channel, so keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, we're just taking time to get through the red tape of it. Thank you so much for making things easy, YouTube.
There's a lot of red tape, and personal lives still happen. So
yeah, right.
Timing and all that. But yeah, so I know we've been saying it for a while, but it's coming. I promise. Yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Well, until we see you guys in the next one, mahalo.